morning, YouTube. Hope you guys are well today. I woke up not sick, and that's the second day in a row, so that's pretty awesome. It's only about 7, might not even be 7 yet, but I slept, and it was chill. And the hardest part was waking up and this reality that Kayla is gone slowly comes back online, and I'm an adult. It's something I can adjust to, but it's sad. She is a very kind person, and very chill. I'm saying that word a lot today. I guess it's important to me. And yeah, I mean, she was the best partner I have ever had. So I know that doesn't necessarily mean that I'll never meet someone else, but I'm not in any rush to, and I don't really want to. I just parts of me still haven't accepted that this is what it is. And again, I think the morning is the hardest for me mentally, maybe because I'm like low blood sugar or something, but the fear of homelessness comes up too, because I mean, I have unemployment coming, and I continue to apply for jobs and all that, but I have no outside help, so I'm kind of just gonna have to get really lucky so that I get to stay with Doug and stay housed. But the one good thing is that if I can't stay housed, I can give my cat Doug to my ex, and she'll take care of him for a while. This is the new futon mattress that I set up yesterday, and it's pretty good. I have to say, it does the job. I wish it was a couple inches thicker. This is supposed to be 4 inches. I guess maybe that is, but I thought 4 inches thick would be a little more. But it's still comfy. I can kind of feel a couple of the slats, but it's not like painful. It's just, I can tell they're there. I might have, my ex asked me why I didn't get the queen size. And I said, hey, a full is luxurious. I mean, having a full to yourself. But yeah, I could have gotten a queen size. I'm paying for these by doing that awful thing people do nowadays where you pay it in installments. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to afford it. So I'm glad I have that option. And yeah, I would have just had to pay a couple more bucks a month, I guess, but I'm happy with what I have. I'm really happy because this guy is still around. I don't know, I just, it's not like he's a dog that like wants to be around you all the time. He wants to be near me, but even so, he's just having him around makes me feel so much happier and less alone. And he's funny and cute and spunky, and sometimes he gets really crazy hyper, and that's pretty fun too. So I'm pretty grateful to have my cat around me and to have this new futon mattress that folds up so that I don't have to use that pillow all the time. I slept with it, but it's nice that I can sort of have like a couch here in front of my TV during the day. I'm just showing you guys what my room looks like, I guess. Yeah, so yesterday I was waiting I was waiting around basically all day until 4 o'clock for this to get here, just on the off chance that they might knock and then decide I'm not home and leave. Because that happened with the mattress. But they left it downstairs. So, um, yeah, it's pretty heavy. I can see why they left it downstairs. It was a 50-pound package, and oh no, Dougie, are you gonna get me? It's a 50-pound package. I got right to work to put it together so I could rest as soon as possible. And as is typical for me, I wouldn't allow myself to take a break because I didn't want to drag it out any longer. So I didn't have a meltdown. I'm not really sure that I even came close, but I was feeling rushed and frustrated at times. Um, I wish that I had an electric drill because I had to. These were all like self, what do they call them? Rooting screws or something like that. So they were pretty easy to get into the wood, but I still had to like push down with that screwdriver about 15 to 18 times. And um, that was at the end after I had been very carefully putting together this funny puzzle because, yeah, you just have to make sure the parts are um, perfectly arranged. Otherwise, it won't work or you'll break it. So, looking good. I hope it lasts a long time. Um, Yesterday, when my mattress was still on the floor, Doug was spending a lot more time on it with me. But now that it's not that high, just like a foot off the floor, he's kind of treating it like it's my zone again, which I wish he wouldn't. I wish he would crawl all over me all the time. um, yeah, so I had nothing else that I had to leave the house for yesterday. I could have gone to the food bank from 10 to 3, but I was waiting for the mattress, for the frame to arrive. Um, they're not open till tomorrow, so today I'll just I got to get myself to do some cleaning for this building because I need to try to get 3 hours a week to get $100 off my rent, and I've been so tired and busy with other things that I haven't gotten to it yet. And if I did an hour today and tomorrow and Saturday, I could get 3 in for the week, or I could do a couple on one day. But yeah, I'm very grateful to have had a couple days without any reasons that I had to leave my apartment. Um, and when that happens, it's hard for me to get moving because I just veg out for so long. Even now, it seems like my stomach got smaller or something because I'm not as busy as I used to be. Um, maybe, but I will. I'm not trying to starve myself, but I am pretty lazy about food, and I don't have that much because I couldn't get to the food bank. But yesterday I had oatmeal with hemp hearts and a little bit of maple syrup for breakfast, and that wasn't until like after 10, like 11 or something. And then I don't know if I had anything. I can't remember that I had snacks during the day. I had dinner. I had a potato and like a cup of beans, and I did eat all of it this time. And I went to bed right right after I ate a couple more of those dark chocolate caramels, the last two. And I didn't wake up um, gagging. I didn't wake up in pain. Uh, so I don't know. It's interesting. This near death experience guy, Jonathan Ashford, has one or two Zooms a week that are anywhere from 2.5 to 6 hours long, just depending on the day, how many questions, and how much energy he has. And yeah, this week it was on Tuesday and Sunday. And yeah, so a couple days ago, I spent 4 hours on that Zoom call with Jonathan Ashford, and um, I don't mind what other people believe. I genuinely, truly don't. Um, I respect all people's beliefs, um, even if even if they seem um, even if they seemed just totally out of left field to me, I would still respect them. Um, so I'm not saying this to proselytize, but he's a near-death experiencer, Jonathan Ashford, and he talks about what he claims to have been shown on the other side. And I don't know. I like these things. I can't say that I know them, but it feels good to hear. So he says that the other side is all love, and you can't you can't mess it up and go to hell. Um, Everything that is here on this side of things, so to speak, incarnated, is here to give you the opportunity to choose love. Um, that is our free will choice, is to recognize the love in which we are and to be that love for others, for the world, and for ourselves. Um, all the crazy stuff that I can't say it's not bad. It is definitely very, very bad. A lot of things that happen in this world. But on the other side, we are not the characters that we play. So I was abused severely, like being slapped, being threatened. I was even abandoned in a gross foreign neighborhood that I didn't know when I was 4 years old. And my adoptive mom drove away to make it seem like she was abandoning me. I don't know why. I don't know what I could have done to deserve something like that, but I chased after the car and I said, "Why did you do that?" And she didn't say anything. She just went and did her errands. And I'm 34, and it's been a couple years, but I still would get that feeling of dread and overwhelm whenever I would see a vehicle driving away from me, even if it's not for me. Just I'm standing, waiting for the crosswalk, and cars are driving physically away from me, and I get triggered. And that was at the beginning. I don't want to trigger you, but she hit and abused. She gave me my first bloody nose when I was 7, and she never took accountability or apologized for any of it until I was 18. She wrote me a letter about how I should forgive her. And at this point in my life, obviously, I still have some anger, frustration about it, but I don't wallow in my feelings about it. I don't spend any time thinking about it. I moved on. I had lots of therapy, and I can say I basically recovered. And I wish that person well. I want her to be well. Um, I didn't always feel that way. There were times that I wished her ill, and so I mean, I wasn't killed. My society wasn't destroyed or oppressed, but I did grow up in a very scary, traumatic situations, and so I hope you know that I mean it when I say that bad stuff here is bad, and I don't wish it on anyone. But I also accept what Jonathan Ashford is claiming, that we are not these costumes, and on the other side, my abuser and I will see each other and both be like, "Hey, nice job down there. Yeah, you too." And I don't know what we'll be, but we'll be spirits. I won't be this, man, this earth man, and she won't be that earth woman. and we won't be different ages. I won't have I won't have this name. She won't have that name. Does that make sense at all? It might not, but that's okay. I'm just explaining what he told us, and somehow it made sense to me. And so if the other side is all love, and our the free will choice that we have here is to be love, um, that helps me a lot to love myself and the things around me more easily, and to be grateful and to not be too. It still hurts. It still scares me to see what happens out there, but just not to like throw up my hands and say do whatever because we're all just going to heaven, so who cares, chop my head off. It's not like that. Jonathan Ashford did say, even though it's an illusion, it's one you need to pay attention to. um, so and when you fall out of love, like he's saying, can you be love when like a dinosaur appears in your backyard or something, or will you switch back into fear? And he's not saying literally there's going to be dinosaurs popping up, but like in the world, as things get heavier, can you stay in love? Or do you get freaked out and forget love? And when that happens, can you love yourself for forgetting how to be love? Because you're a scared human at that time. So whatever happens, the answer is to love. And all these details that have gotten very, very upset about, are details for us to have the chance to choose love. And like, I'm a vegetarian. I'm practically a vegan, except for I eat like cheese pizza and stuff. But I don't really like cheese. I definitely don't like milk. So I don't eat those things on their own. Anyway, and it's not for like a karma thing, but I stopped eating animals too because it started to taste bad to me. Eggs as well. I don't know. About 4 years ago, it all just started to taste weird to me, and so it was easier for me to adopt a vegetarian diet. A lot of people think that it's a moral issue. Um, I do think that animal welfare is a moral and ethical issue, but like, I don't believe that people are sinning because they eat meat or like making bad karma. Um, and Jonathan Ashford claims that animals who are eaten by humans incarnated here for that purpose. Everything is sort of cooperating behind the scenes through these agreements, and on the other side, there is no difference between a vegan and a meat eater. Um, and that all just rings true to me. All these human details, they're important to us right here, but I don't know, for me, it just does feel more true that it's a simplistic reality in a sense that everything is love. Even the things that don't look it are still on the staff, the scary, if you like demonic elements are there to play a role. Um, like angels are going to inspire and encourage us, and demons are going to scare the living daylights out of us. And both play a role, I guess. I'm not saying that I believe in either one per se. Um, I believe in aliens, and I believe people have been visited by things that are not necessarily aliens. Um, you might shut the video off, but I think I might have been visited by aliens when I was about 15. I started having panic attacks, and then I started having sleep paralysis, and I was already into psychology, and so I had written all this off as sleep paralysis, hypnagogic hallucinations, just my brain firing off chemicals because it's in a chaotic state of anxiety all the time. But the second time that I had sleep paralysis, I looked to my left, and standing next to my bed was a tall gray. And I was terrified, but also telling myself, it's just a dream. Close your eyes and go back to sleep. It's just a dream. And I did. And then sometime later, it happened again. And this time, it was sitting at the foot of my bed in the chair against the wall. So it was more in my field of view. And maybe because it was the second time, I looked at it more. Um, it was the same height, the same kind. I don't know if it was a different being, but it was the same type of being. And when I was 15, so for about 17 or 18 years, I firmly, comfortably believed that was just sleep paralysis hallucination and nothing more. But now, I don't know if you could say my mind's more open, but more and more people have talked about these things, about how they've been abducted, and they'll even have implants that surgeons will take out of their body, and it's fucking meteorite material. One time, it might have happened more than once, but I heard about it one time. This person had an implant, I think it was in their ear, that when they were going to go to take it out, it migrated, it moved away. So I always thought like everybody else would have seen the ship coming to my house, but these are highly advanced beings who can manipulate space and time, and they can appear wherever they want to you. And we are multidimensional beings, and so there's also a possibility that when we are abducted, we're meeting them in a different dimension, like a different layer of reality. Um, so it's pretty mind bending, but hey, look at the times we're in. Not everybody, some people are very disillusioned or cynical about it, but we're in an era of disclosure. Yes, the government is drip feeding us mostly blurry footage of dots on military instruments, but there still have been some really wild ones if you are willing to go through and take a look. There's some very, very weird footage that the US government has released. They've said that we are cooperating with 4 different species of aliens. It's actually much, much, much more. I don't know if we're cooperating with all of them, but there are much more, and they know that. Um, so I guess it's just the times. It's the time to talk about aliens, and it's the time to look at the world burning down and say, I love you, and to be grateful. I don't know. I hate those platitudes, especially most of my life I've been dealing with PTSD. I didn't even know I was autistic, and I was resentful. I was angry at the world for hurting me so bad and for not understanding what happened to me, like why I am the way I am, when the world is the one that did it to me. That's how I felt. You made me like this, and now you're gonna reject me. But we really are all living in our own individual worlds. It's a relationship, but like you are mostly interpreting what you see in your own special, unique way, so that no two people are living in exactly the same world. And the world I'm living in now is a lot happier and a lot less scary. So maybe I'm delusional. Maybe my brain is decaying now that I'm an elderly 34-year-old. But um, that's what I have to say for today. Hope you guys are well, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.